So you know the questions, you are prepared. Perhaps it's more difficult if you know the questions, but okay, that's your fault then. So well, today now I'm with Radovan, the boyfriend of Veronique. I interviewed before. So Radovan, to introduce you. But tell your name, your age, and what are you doing?
Okay, so my name is Radovan. I'm 25, and I work in advertising as a copywriter.
Okay, and okay, first question, you know it. Which do you think is the biggest problem of the world?
I'm not really sure what the biggest problem is. I would say either terrorism or probably more important, fear.
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 Okay. Do you think, well, terrorism provoke fear?
Yeah, I think it's, it starts with the terrorists probably afraid of the Western world, and then they start to threaten the world, and then even the people who are trying to protect us are really just imposing more fear on us. So, it's like, you always, when you board a plane today, you always have in the back of your head this like, something could happen, and with the anthrax mailings and everything, you never know really what can be next, If just something happens when you're on the subway, or on the underground metro, or wherever you go,
But okay, you say okay, terrorism exists or they want to provoke fear, but terrorist, I didn't understand if you said that terrorist is also provoked by fear.
I believe that the reason why you attack someone is because you are afraid of them. You believe that they could hurt you. So you start to, it's what they say, it's that attack is the best defense. So what they're doing is trying to protect their way of life or spread it, and their means is to attack us.
Okay. With this terrorism, you are only talking about the Islamic terrorism, or?
Yeah. Well, lately it's been only the Islamic because IRA and ETA, they all just stopped doing anything, or they just bombed some building and they warned the people to get out of there because they didn't want to hurt anyone. They're just trying to to stay in the newspapers. So they don't really even try to be real terrorists anymore.
So okay, then how do you think this? No, we can say like this, I suppose, this Islamic terrorism, how could be stopped or solved?
Well, I don't know. I think it's something that goes away with time, because their civilization is, as a matter of fact, they're a couple hundred years behind where we are. They got some of the technology, some of the knowledge from the Western civilization, but it will take a while until they get through this phase, and then they will probably calm down. It was just the same happened with the Europeans going on crusades, I don't know, 500 years ago, when they were trying to kill everyone who wasn't a Catholic. So I believe the only thing you can do is pretty much wait.
So you are optimistic, but not in now. You are optimistic in future, but
it's always coming in waves. There's a time when you get a lot of attacks, like I don't know, a year or two ago when there was this bombing in Madrid and then in London, and then it all quieted down, and you hear only about bombings in Baghdad, which is far away. So, and it's a war zone, so you expect to see bombing there.
Okay, you said we have to wait to solve this problem, but you also said that 500 ago also there was this fair problem. So with this problem, there is any? Do you think could be any solution?
I don't really think so, because that's exactly the problem. When you're trying to fight the terrorists, you are just bringing more fear. You're telling people that they can't trust anyone who's Arabic, and they should be very cautious of where they go and what they do, always looking behind the back. So it's you can't really solve it.
Here, yeah. Okay, we were talking about terrorism. You said that it's very difficult to find a solution. You personally, do you think there could be, you could propose or do something to help to avoid this problem or to stop fear or stop terrorism?
I don't believe I could do much. I don't really want to fight terrorism, actually, because it's not really my problem. It didn't happen in somewhere near me, so it's not really like my personal problem. So I'm not trying to solve it, and I also don't know how to solve it.
Okay, let's go. Well, now I could ask if the people that it's their problem, do you think there is something they could do?
I don't know, because the moment it becomes your problem, you change your mind completely. When someone gets killed, or in the city you live there's an attack, it changes your way of thinking, and you just start to react very aggressively. So I could imagine if something happens here in Bratislava, that I would completely change the way I look at the problem and would really try to fight it probably the wrong way.